African, a very, very warm welcome to you. Welcome to a brand new week on Afternoon Express.
Happy Monday, Jeannie. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Palisa Tembe, and we're about to bring you some incredible flames, whether it's in the kitchen, whether it's in the loft. Oh, such an incredible show lined up.
Let me tell you, this is how you start your week. As we grow in our lives, we come across situations that threaten to wreck our lives completely. It takes true grit and a willingness to strive and survive and keep going after really devastating experiences. And today, we meet Sam Stewart, who is the ultimate survivor of, one of the worst lives that can possibly, the worst things that life can throw your way. She shares her story of surviving cancer and many other grueling challenges.
Absolutely, a superstar indeed. We also chat to Lynette Muthere, who is the regional manager of CHOC Western Cape, about what you should do if your child were to be diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, after graduating from a prestigious art school in Cape Town, Tankiso Mamabolo has gone on to win multiple awards for her work in theatre and performance. She joins us in the studio to speak on forging her own path in the world of South African theatre. But first, and you're going to love this so much, she's going to kick off this week with a stellar performance of her song called Indalo. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Tankiso Mamabolo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing.
Ooh, love her.
Ingafuna wena wedwa uba kungathwa ilizwe liyaphela phefumlo wakho ungafuna wena wedwa uba kungathwa ilizwe liyaphela hliziyo yami ingafuna wena wedwa amehlo akho abalisibali unqumo lwakho soze lundishiye.
can see this, but at the moment, our entire studio is dancing along to that. What absolute joy. I'm pretty sure that got your toes tapping at home as well. Now, please, if you've got any questions for Tankiso, please connect with us online using the hashtag Afternoon Express in your comments. Wow, girl. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are just so incredibly talented. Thank you for that performance.
Thank you for having me.
Magic, magic. So, you graduated from UCT in 2015.
Yes, I did.
No gap year vibes for you.
No,
You've just been going.
there. Yeah.
So you've been so busy since graduating. You, I think, performed and co-wrote in The Fall,
Yes.
which was so celebrated and did so well. You got an Lady for it. You got a Fleur de Cap Award for it.
A nomination.
Nomination.
Yeah.
And you made the New York Times Best Critics list.
And the Washington.
Yeah, hello. How? I mean, you travelled with that all over the world. What was it about?
Well, The Fall was a journey of our involvement in the student movement.
Yeah.
And a few of my friends and I decided that we would take our experiences and, put them on stage and, use our art as, our activist space.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of to show people the stories that, we didn't see in the media and the things that weren't readily available for people, like the thought processes, the connections that happened in that space and how, everyone thought about exactly what it is that they were doing there. So it pulled people in a little bit and, gave them a bit of the private moments.
Yeah, that's a beautiful view, I suppose, and perspective of what you're going through and what a lot of women are going through. So you did a solo at the Baxter.
Yes.
In something that you wrote and then performed as well. And you just had the stage all on your own, just a solo show.
I do.
That you've been invited back now to do another one for
Yes,
Women's
yes,
Month.
yes.
Tell us a little bit about what it's about.
So, Tankiso Live, I did for the first time last year at a smaller space called Masambe Theatre. And it was a success. Like, I didn't expect it to be that popular, but it was.
Yeah.
And so the Baxter called me back again this year in a much bigger space. And specifically for this month, because the topics I deal with are a lot about, what we women go through. And and it's a journey where I decided that I would look at what living loudly meant for me as a woman. And so it centers around that. It centers around claiming my own identity, claiming my own space, taking time out to say, well, this is who I am. And this identity that has been given to me as a black woman, I reject it. Actually, this is what I am. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's warrior, sometimes it's beautiful, but ultimately I get to choose what it is. Yeah.
It's human.
Yeah.
So what are some of those topics, I suppose, that you cover within the things that you deal with as a woman?
Well, I deal with loss. I deal with heartbreak. I deal with, the topic of this femicide that's happening in the country, where you find a lot of women are going missing. A lot of queer women and children. It's just you don't know how to respond to it anymore. And so what I do is I don't stand there and give facts and criticize, but I sort of live through the moment with the audience and go, we become statistics and we become retweets, but actually we're human beings.
Exactly.
And me as a woman, this could happen to me any day.
Sure.
This is how I feel going through it. And it's not just anger, it's to humanize and put a face to this problem that we have in this country. And I deal with mental health as well.
Yeah.
We carry so much is expected of us. And it's just about, and celebration as well. We're not one-dimensional and we're not always, protesting and fighting. We also just want to live life.
Yeah.
And,
But when we're angry and scared if you want to go out for a walk in your communities and you feel fear.
All the time.
Yeah, we've got a right to be angry and to protest. So how do you explore that? Do you do it in song or monologues?
I do it mostly in song. So my show takes place in the form of music, imagery projected onto the stage, and a lot of speaking and monologues. So while my music is very metaphorical and I touch on these topics, I make sure that on the screen I project the statistics and the names of these women that we forget about each week because there's a new one, just to connect those things. So sometimes we get taken over by emotion and we forget the facts. So I just say, listen to the song and what I'm saying, but also this song is written because those people exist and they still need justice.
So beautiful. The show is is going to be amazing. I can't wait to watch it. Now, how long does it take you? Because you obviously write everything, and like listening to that, so powerful, and it's so triumphant. It's empowering to listen to something like that. But also on your Instagram, you show that you're always in theatre, you're always in rehearsals.
Oh, it's my life.
So, I mean, what does it take to put together a show like the one you're doing now?
So, because it's incredibly personal and it's basically just me being honest and writing my truth, the songs I perform in this show took years to write.
Yeah.
I wrote my first one in 2012. And over the next few years, I kept adding on to this list of songs that, you know, speak about all these things that I've been through.
Yeah.
But for the show to actually happen, I have an amazing band. So we...
I mean, that drummer is insane.
Like they're my
I mean,
favorites.
they're all good.
They're my favorites.
Yeah.
It took us 2 weeks to put it all together because we're such a great team working together. So also because we did the show last year, they had an idea of the songs now. And I didn't study music, so I literally had to hum everything to them.
Yeah.
And they were so patient and you know, it goes really quick.
It must be so fulfilling for you, like now when you're performing, just to see the reactions on people's faces and like how much you fool people. Thank you for that energy. Thank you for the music. Thank you for you.
Thank you for having me.
Let's see what South Africa has to say.
Tanki, so it seems like you've truly moved the entire nation. We've been asking on our social media platforms if you've got any questions for Tanki. So, and we've got T Fox John Mnisi here who says, how do you manage your time? Girl, you acting, you writing, you performing.
So the thing about being a freelance artist is that you don't have days off. Even in your room, you're working. So I've written some of my songs. My opening song for my show happened in the shower, and I paused. I shut off the shower, and I quickly recorded it on my phone.
Yeah.
So you're constantly working, and I think, you know, time management is a very important part of what we do. So for my music, I had to say to theatre, okay, you know what? For the next 4 weeks, I'm not available to do any castings. I'm not available to do any theatre work. My focus has to come from this, and this only happened because I gave myself time every single day to sit down and write and, you know, work on the little things that, you know, were bothering me in the show. So you're always on. I don't know when public holidays are anymore. I'm just like, oh,
No, we hear you. We're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be the general public. You want to be the performer for them.
Exactly.
Absolutely, continuously entertaining. We've got a last question here from Anele Ayanda who says, can you ask her who inspires her in the music industry? Good question.
So many people. I grew up listening to everything, literally rap, reggae, house, rock.
Nice.
But my main inspiration right now is someone called Benjamin Clementine.
Yeah?
I discovered his music a few weeks before my show, and watching his creativity and watching how honest he was about his art gave me permission to go, you know what? It's a performance. People want to be entertained, but at the same time, you can't let it take away who you are. You can't just be a performer. So it inspired the truth behind my performance and the vulnerability that I now allow. So
There's me, Google's Benjamin Clementine.
Dude, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Thank you. I love new music. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Such an incredible performer indeed. Now, after the break, we meet cancer survivor and motivational speaker Sam Stewart in Bogoto Impela. See you after the break.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you are having a gorgeous week so far. Now, if Oprah Winfrey, Brené Brown, and Joan of Arc somehow managed to have a love child together, the result would most likely be Sam Stewart. Sam has shown some truly remarkable strength and survived the most gruesome challenges one person can experience, from cancer to an abusive relationship, financial ruin, a failed suicide attempt, and body dysmorphia. She has conquered her worst nightmares and now hopes to share a message of hope and purpose with the rest of the world. If you have any questions for wonderful Sam, please do touch base with us on our social media platforms and use the hashtag Afternoon Express in your comments. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You do know
Thanks.
you're going to have to start writing a book at some point.
I actually am writing a book,
Good.
and I've been doing it for a while. The problem is there's so much. It's going
Yeah.
to be a tome.
Yeah.
It's my life has been magnificent, but there's so many stories and so
Yeah.
much to write, so it's going to take a while.
Yeah, it definitely sounds tumultuous, but look at you now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I just want to say to anybody that's going through anything tough,
Yeah.
like, you got to keep your head up and believe,
Yeah.
because in the times of crisis that I've had, and there have been many, and they have
Yeah.
been far-reaching, it is just amazing to me how the power of the human spirit has always just sat somewhere and connected me. And every time that I felt like, you know, it was over, there's just been something that has allowed me to pull through.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody has it, they just don't know it.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're in a tough time, you don't know how tough you are until you're tested.
Yeah. Well, there's only one way out, and it's through it.
Exactly.
So let's
Exactly.
start from where it all started. When were you diagnosed, and is that when your life started to unravel?
So when I was diagnosed, I was 29 years old,
Yeah.
and all of my friends were going nightclubbing and doing their thing and jolling and having a great time, and I was very high flying. I was living in Joburg at the time, and I was exceptionally successful. I was making a lot of money. I really was considered myself to be a success.
Yeah.
I was a very healthy person. I'd never been in hospital for anything. I'd never had any kind of health issues at all.
Yeah.
I used to work out. I ate well. I felt good about my health.
Yeah.
And I found a lump. And I found a lump under my arm, and I thought it was a gland. And it was very far underneath my arm, so I left it and I ignored it.
Yeah.
And 3 months later, it was still there, and my boss at the time, she forced me to go for a mammogram, and I was actually quite irritated with her. I remember thinking to myself, I've got meetings and stuff, and she's annoying me, and I just went, I'll go do it just to get it off my back. And I went, and the woman actually said to me, she said, oh no, I can't feel anything. And my mom says, I'm alive because I'm stubborn, because I said, there's something there.
Yeah.
So they actually gave me a sonar and sent me straight to the surgeon. And yeah, I mean, from then, the story just it completely took over my life, because I thought, he still said to me, he said, you're 29, you don't have cancer in your family, you know, it's like probably nothing, but let's just take it out and see. And I still remember leaving that meeting, not thinking anything, thinking this is such a pain in my what's it, because I've got so much to do and I'm so busy. And I booked in, and I had the lump out, and he said, you must come back the following week. So I went about my business that week like nothing was wrong. I honestly didn't think anything of it. I didn't even take anybody with me to the appointment. Wow. And on the Friday, I still remember it was my friend's 30th birthday, and I was thinking, I've still got to go to the bottle store, and I've got to do this, got to do that. And I went to this appointment, and I walked in, and the doctor's face literally told me that I had cancer when I opened the door. He was like,
I find that so intense, because this seemingly perfect life,
Yeah.
beautiful girl,
Yeah.
high flyer, from that to abusive relationship and a failed suicide attempt.
Yeah.
What was your saving grace?
Well-
I mean, when your life just crashes and
Crashed.
burns, how do you get up and walk away and dust your shoulders off?
I think that there is something inside me that just really always believed in the possibility of a fairy tale.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it other than the resilience that I have is I honestly believe in a new day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I'm going through, and I always have.
But you must.
I honestly do. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
I'm going through. There is just always this little thing in me. It doesn't matter how bad it is, that I always have this idea that things can get better.
Yeah.
And I think if you tell yourself that consistently and all the time, they actually do, because
Yeah.
I do believe you create your own reality.
Yeah.
And for all the viewers out there that believe in quantum physics and all that kind of stuff, that's my vibe. I mean, I 100% believe thoughts become things.
Yeah.
The things you put out there, the things you say. When I say negative things happen in my life. When I surround myself with negative people,
Sure.
all of that,
Your thoughts become your reality.
Exactly.
And you know, you live down the road from me, so I'm
Yes.
assuming you have the same view.
Yes.
Every single day, there's a different oil painting in the sky. Just for you to acknowledge that there's going to be another tomorrow.
Completely.
There's something else beautiful ahead of me. There's something else hopeful in
But
front
it's
of me.
work. It's
Yeah,
work. And I
yeah.
think the problem is what people don't understand is that it takes work to be conscious.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
it takes work to be conscious of your actions and your thoughts. And what you are doing has an impact on not only other people, but yourself.
Sure.
But I think the biggest aha moment for me was self-love. I mean, I hated myself for a very long time, and I 100% believe that's why I got cancer. I think it was, you know, me...
Do you think through your trying to be perfect,
Yes,
trying to be successful or
yes.
whatever, is so too much pressure?
Yes, yes. I think I just was not listening to my body.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to myself. I was just carrying on. And, you know, my abusive relationship was, in fact, before that. It was when I was very young. And I had somebody tell me from when I was 12 years old till I was 21 that nobody would love me and I was ugly. And I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror. I hated myself. I honestly thought I was hideous. When you have somebody do that to you all the time, it's like this little, it scratches at you the whole time. I really thought that I was worth nothing. And then I got the cancer. And what I realized is self-love defines everything you do. I watch people's actions and I watch how people react to other people now. And because I'm in a loving relationship and I have a husband who treats me like gold, I look at how people's reactions are all a reflection of their own relationship with themselves. And I know that because I was a bit of a to other people as well. I mean, I am no saint.
Yeah.
I honestly have treated people badly and I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
I have become myself
Yeah.
over these years through all of these experiences, and I've stepped into becoming who I believe I can be, and I'm only on the precipice. I haven't even...
Girl, you need to write this book. We're going to chat to you a little bit more at the end of the show, but we've got to check in with our social media to see what South Africa wants to ask you.
Absolutely, Sam. It's all about self-love. We've got a question from Ritabile, who says, as a person who has had 2 suicide attempts and failed both times, and yet these thoughts keep coming back from time to time, how do you manage to stay emotionally afloat? And I think you did say, you know, that reassurance.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I get emotional when I read that because, you know, I really feeling like that. You cannot explain to people what it's like to actually be at that point where you really do want to end it. And I have been there. And the only thing I can say is that consciously on a day-to-day basis, you need to find solace in certain things that you do on a routine basis all the time that keep you at that place. You need to do things that fill you with joy. You need to, if it's a certain type of tea in the morning, do that. Do the things that increase your serotonin all the time and do them all the time. Because I find if I slip, you know, and we do as people, if you don't do the things that you know make you feel better, you start slipping into bad habits again. So do little things, whether it's going to gym in the morning, whether it is buying yourself fresh flowers, whether it is whatever those things are, make sure that you find the time to do them. Those are the most important things. When people say to me they don't have time, sorry, that's a load of rubbish. There is always time for self-love and for self-care. So
You
look after
are
yourself.
such an extraordinary woman. Thank you so much for being here
pleasure.
today.
It's a pleasure.
We're definitely going to make more time for you. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for
Women's Month with such strong women in the loft today. Now, when it comes to everyday appliances we need in our homes, we sometimes forget how the small things make all the difference. LG's Twin Wash washing machine changes that with leading technology, making an everyday activity much more efficient. Now, these washing machines work with the new LG Inverted Direct Drive, a new technology that spins the washing drum in more efficient and durable ways. It uses different combinations of turning motions for powerful washing and optimized energy usage. So since these optimized motions wash your clothes more efficiently, the washing cycles are shorter and therefore save more water. The new inverter drive used to power these washing drums also consumes less electricity, and if that wasn't enough, it is quieter than ever, making less noise and vibrating sounds less than any prior machine. The LG Twin Wash is available as a 12 kg wash, an 8 kg drum wash, plus a 2 kg front loader. I think there's so much benefits to this washing machine. I definitely need one in my home. Now, after the break, Chef Aya, you've got something special lined up for us. What can we expect?
So I'm going to be poaching a beautiful haddock in clover full fresh cream milk, and then we're going to be serving it with a beautiful smoky spinach.
Oh, magnifique. All that to look forward to after the break.
Express yourself.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, what could be better than a good, hearty and nutritious meal on a Monday to sweep the Monday blues away? Our Clover Fresh Milk poached haddock and smoky spinach is just the recipe that you'll need. SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to your device. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Chef Aya?
So this is like one of the best, healthiest recipes you'll ever have today.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Let's dive in.
So
What
first
do we
things
need?
first, we're going to need our clover because this is our queen. This is our queen for today. So we're going to be poaching our haddock in this milk, in this Clover Fresh milk. So I'm going to be pouring some over here. And then I've done a small bouquet garni for it to go there so we can get all those aromas in there. Can you just, so this is a lemon peel and some thyme. Can you just pour me that in the, just put it there, just drop it there, yeah. So while it's simmering there, I'm busy frying my fish. So what you want to do, you want to fry your haddock 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other side, and then you poach it in your hot milk.
Oh, so that's just, you know,
yeah,
browning
so you just,
it.
yeah, just giving it color. The reason why you're poaching it in the milk, you just want to get all the other, like it's so salty, so you want to get rid of that saltiness, right? And then on the same pan that you had your haddock in, you just pour your tomatoes, right? So the idea here is to caramelize them like very nicely, and then you get those nice black bits. And also, the more you cook them, the sweeter they're going to taste, right?
Delicious, and plus infusing the taste of the haddock.
I mean, look at the haddock is like a good source of vitamin B. I mean, B6 and B12, and that's very good. And also included is omega-3 over there, which is like 3 sources of good vitamins and nutrients that can go well with your health.
Delicious and knowledgeable chef. And I see why you decided to visit our sister. I hear that you've got something special lined up for
Who
Saturday.
told you about that? I'm not gonna say much. I'm not gonna say much. So I did a shoot with Top Billing a couple of days ago. So we are gonna be doing it on Saturday. If you wanna see more of it, you have to like watch it.
Celebrity chef here making features all over, visiting Top Billing. Looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be
I
tuned
had
in.
so much fun. You should.
A lot to look forward to indeed. Okay,
So with
how
this
far are
now,
we?
we're almost done. I'm just going to be adding some smoky paprika here. This is some Spanish paprika. This smells amazing. I love
Gorgeous,
this.
yeah.
And then some salt and pepper. So you mustn't put too much salt in your spinach because you know how spinach pulls and it gets so small when you cook it, and then you don't want it to be so bitter as much. I mean,
Absolutely.
so salty because also your head up.
This haddock seems like it's coming along quite well here, Chef Aya. So how long does the haddock need to be poached in the milk?
Up until it's hot in the middle, so that's like about 4 to 5 minutes, because you must remember you started cooking it from the pan, and then from the pan, so that's from the heat to another heat.
Stunning.
So also, can you look at this? It's like I'm giving you 2 different types of cooking methods here.
I love
A
that.
frying pan one and then a poaching one.
If you just tuned in and you're wondering what is cooking in the kitchen, we're making a poached haddock and smoky spinach that you need to try at home. And to do that, SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. Okay, Chef Aya, so how...
And then we have the one that's done already here, and then we start plating this. But look at how beautiful this is. The tomatoes go well with the smoky paprika and also the spinach with all the irons that it has.
Delicious.
It's going to be beautiful.
Okay. Well, it's looking so good, Chef Aya. I'm going to add some garnishes here as well. If you want to try this at home, remember to SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get this recipe sent to your device. Here's a little reminder in case you missed any of the steps and you want to cook along with us at home.
Made with love by Clover.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover. An average of 1,000 children are newly diagnosed with cancer annually in South Africa. 2/3 of those children never reach a specialist treatment centre. After the break, we chat to Lynette Muthery from the Chuck Foundation about what parents can do, what they should do, should a child be diagnosed with cancer. We'll be right back.
Express yourself.
What's up, guys? This is Ntando Duma. I'm a media personality, a TV presenter, actress, and a mother. Join me on the island, buy a Tropica bottle and see entry details on the bottle. Upload a video of yourself telling me why you'd be my ideal partner on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and the hashtag is TIOT9. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao.
The Next Brand Ambassador starts 15th of August on SABC3.
And I'm just here to show the magic that lives inside of me.
I don't think it's going to be easy.
People think they know when they don't know.
Who did not pull their weight?
Just calm your farm. My heart sank.
It's on.
Tune in on Thursday, 15th of August to watch the launch episode of the highly anticipated new reality series, The Next Brand Ambassador, SABC3. The stage is yours. Proudly brought to you by Capitec.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Pond South Africa is looking to give one woman the opportunity to take the next step and seize their moment as the next face of Ponds 2019. The top 10 finalists have been selected, and today we get to know two more of these beautiful young women, Kira Bothma and Nomfundo Mlaba. Have a look. The lucky top 10 finalists of the Face of Ponds competition all stand a chance to have their lives changed forever. Voting is open, and to help you decide who's going to walk away with the coveted title, we're going to meet up with two of the incredible women.
My name is Kira Bothma. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Kempton Park, Johannesburg, and I'm a flight attendant.
My name is Nomfundo Lovejoy Mlaba, 24 years old, and I'm originally from Maritzburg, currently based in Durban. I work as a community manager for a property development marketing company, and I'm also a former radio and print journalist.
How does it feel to get your face professionally done?
Girl, I feel like I'm in the fab lane. Like, I was made for this. It feels amazing. My skin is really looking good, and the makeup is just flawless, and it's amazing.
Absolutely flawless indeed. But Nomfundo, you're a blogger and you use your voice on many different platforms. So how will winning this competition help extend that voice and inspire people?
Understanding that beauty is a forever evolving industry, I think that my winning the Ponds competition, I'll be able to encourage people and actually show them that it's possible to rock your makeup minimally while actually having very good skin.
Absolutely. Skincare is essential. Won't you agree, Kira?
Absolutely. I completely agree with her. She's got the right vibes going.
Kira, you love traveling and adventure. How will winning this competition help that goal?
Thank you for the question. I absolutely love traveling. A big part is winning the money. It would go straight to my private pilot's license.
Who would you say is one of your role models in the South African beauty industry?
Nozipho, she just shows you that, you can be beautiful, but you can be a medical student. You can balance your life. I absolutely love Nozipho. I love Oyanda. All of the Ponds girls, absolutely beautiful.
Spoken like true winners.
What made me stand out from the thousands of hopefuls was my smile, I think. That's a cute smile. We'll take her. Okay, she has a good bio. Then we can know her more.
Everyone's going to have lovely, beautiful skin, but not everyone has that personality to shine through the skin, to give that radiance, that glow, that pop, and that's what I believe I'm bringing to the table. Skincare and beauty has always ignited a passion within me. I've always loved to experiment with all sorts of things just to get that good radiant glow and finding what makes me look best and feel best.
What ignites passion in me about skincare and beauty is the thin line between the two. Beauty is something that you can choose, but with skincare, it's compulsory. Like literally everyone needs to take care of their skin, whether you wear makeup or not.
It's not really about the competition right now at this stage. The friendships we've made have been absolutely incredible. So I'm loving it. I'm loving the girls. I'm loving the team. It's been brilliant.
Two more amazing finalists. I don't know how I would choose from this group of incredible women, but luckily I don't have to. The choice is yours, South Africa. Select your favorite by going over to faceofponds.co.za. We have a group of incredible women to choose from, so remember to tune in on Wednesday afternoon as we get to meet two of the next finalists, Ukatlego Murutaugai and Paila Ramla. The competition is slowly coming to an end, so don't forget to vote for your favorite finalist by visiting faceofponds.co.za, selecting an image and clicking the submit button. The winner will be announced on the 20th of August.
I am the face of Ponds. Are you?
With Childhood Cancer Awareness Month approaching, we continue the conversation on the steps that parents can take after a child has been diagnosed with cancer. Now, Lynette Muthari from the CHOC Foundation is here with us, so please do connect with us online. If you've got any questions for her, please remember to use the hashtag Afternoon Express in your comments. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So lovely to have you here. So recently, I think we've just had the South African Congress for Oncology. What was discussed and what changes will that bring about?
The South African Congress for Oncology was a collaboration between various types of societies. Yeah. It consisted out of various oncologists, including oncology nurses as well as oncology social workers. Yeah. And it focused on the information and knowledge that the pediatric oncologists already have, and it just built on that. And it also helped them to expand their care for their patients that they already have. Yeah. And another collaboration will be taking place in the year 2020. The sessions were really good, and it represented both international and national speakers.
Yeah, we actually had a pediatric oncologist on the show last week to talk about early detection in children. And what I find so devastating is, although childhood cancer has got a really good survival rate, the problem is the children who don't survive it. It's because they are detected, or the cancer is detected so late. So, I mean, how can that change?
Yeah, in South Africa, we have a very good survival rate, but it still is not as it ought to be. That children are still not diagnosed as soon enough as we all would have wished. And that is because the members of the public and normally parents and sometimes at times healthcare workers do not even suspect that the child's symptoms might be presented as a potential symptom of childhood cancer. And therefore, CHOC has a comprehensive awareness raising program to help the public to learn and get to know more about the early warning signs of childhood cancer.
Incredible. I can't think of anything more devastating for a parent to find out that your child has got cancer. And I think sometimes it could knock the parents even more than it does the actual child.
Yes.
So where does CHOC step in? Like, what happens to a family if you find out that you have a child with cancer, or that the child is diagnosed? What happens from there? What does that timeline look like?
Yeah. Once a child is diagnosed with cancer, then immediately the consultant, in consultation with a multidisciplinary team of doctors, decides upon a treatment plan, and then they discuss that with the parents, because obviously the parents now need to navigate this new journey with cancer. Then the pediatric oncologist meets with the social worker and the family to try and identify what type of support services the family might need at that time. As you know, many times one of the parents need to resign in order to spend time with a sick child in hospital, ensure that that child accesses the treatment, and it places a lot of strain on the family members.
Yeah. I was raised in a household where two of my brothers were very ill, and I think in supporting a family, the things that they need help with are the things that you wouldn't even think about, the simple things that they need like assistance and help with. How can communities and friends and family get involved to help families that have got a child that's been diagnosed with cancer?
I fully do agree with you that it's the simple things that makes a difference that family members and friends can do. Firstly, it's important for a family member to ask the parents how they are really doing, what type of support they really need, and are they coping on this new journey where it seems as though all the attention is zoned in on the child that is diagnosed. Simple things such as relieving a mom who's spending months or weeks next to the bedside of a child so that she can take a long shower, or just providing the family with a warm meal in the evening when they return from hospital, or helping a mother with a lift from home to the hospital and back again makes a huge difference. And importantly is also financial support. As I said earlier, many parents need to have a situation where they need to resign. One of them, they need to leave their second income, so the joint income of the household decreases, and many families need financial support in that time.
You know what, I think that's such an important message, and I want that to be an inspiration for today's show. If you are in a situation and you know someone that's going through a tough time, do a random act of kindness for them. Just simple, just a random, doesn't have to cost a lot, can just be a little bit of time that you're dedicating to just relieve them of whatever they're going through. A random act of kindness goes a really, really long way. So obviously we're going into a Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Month. What happens throughout this month?
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening internationally and both nationally. It's to create a greater prioritization for childhood cancer through awareness raising nationally and internationally. In South Africa, we refer to it as the Go for Gold Month because the color of gold refers to childhood cancer, and people can,
I see your little
like
ribbon.
my gold ribbon, the members of the public can purchase these gold ribbons from the various CHOC offices closest to them, or they can visit our CHOC online store and wear it during the month of September to show that they're supporting children that are diagnosed with cancer. Members of the public can also host their own little events in aid of CHOC just to show their support, or invite us to come and do a talk about childhood cancer and the incidences. Here in Cape Town, we're also wonderfully excited because we're hosting our first ever benefit concert at the Artscape Theatre on the 3rd of September with Craig, Lucas and Paxton Phillies, where we will
love them.
We love them as well. And members of the public can visit CompuTicket. Tickets are obtained through CompuTicket, but internationally and nationally, there's a lot of ways to partner with CHOC and a lot of other childhood cancer network organizations.
And an important thing to remember, the childhood cancer survival rate is high in South Africa. Cancer can be beaten. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you so much.
Jeannie, we definitely need some gold ribbons of our own. Now, we've asked you on our social media platforms if you've got any questions for Lynette, and we've got Chadwick Dustin who asked, what kinds of cancers can children get?
The most prevalent childhood cancer in South Africa is leukemia, followed by, for instance, brain tumors, as well as whole sorts of other childhood cancer. And for the members of the public to identify those childhood cancers, they can visit our website as well as the website of the South African Children's Cancer Study Group.
Yeah, that'll be on our website as well, afternoonexpress.co.za.
Absolutely. Tanner Deeds asks, what is the road ahead for a child diagnosed with cancer? Is there an age limit, like a life expectancy for them? And what are some of the do's and don'ts?
It is unable to say the life expectancy. It depends how soon the child is diagnosed with cancer. But as Jeannie said, childhood cancer has a very good survival rate. In South Africa, it has actually increased, though.
Amazing.
But the wonderful thing is that in childhood cancer, once a child is diagnosed early, they stand a better chance of survival. And that is the wonderful success story in South Africa.
Amazing. Celebrating that, celebrating all the information that we are now equipped with. Now we continue our chat with our amazing guests after the break.
My name is Pesi Khivazi. I'm a TV presenter. You might recognize me from Selimatunzi. I'm also an actor, model, and everything awesome. I can't wait to be on the island. I've never been on an island like this before. I just want to swim and be there for as long as I possibly can, which means I'm definitely going to win this one. Mango peach is my favorite flavor simply because it takes me back to when I was a child and I used to get it on occasion, but now I can have it all the time. To join me on the island to find fame and fortune, all you have to do is go buy yourself a bottle of Tropica and follow all the entry details. Take a video of yourself explaining why you would be my ideal partner. All you have to do is hashtag TIOT9 and upload that on all of your social media platforms. When you send your audition clip, remember to always remain confident and know exactly what you want to say. And me and you could be on the island together competing to win R1 million. Join me on the island and come find your smooth fame and fortune on Tropica Island of Treasure, Carousel.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I hope that you are having a glorious Monday. We are back with singer Tankiso Mamabolo, cancer survivor Sam Stewart, and Lynette Muthere from the CHOC Foundation. And I'm so glad that we've got a little bit of time to discuss this, because I know you cover this in a lot of your topics in your music, and this is something that you are also now an expert at, is body dysmorphia. And I think, is there ever a woman that you know that loves what they look like? What exactly is body dysmorphia?
Well, I think body dysmorphia is that you have a completely skewed view of what you look like versus what the world sees you as. And it's definitely rooted in self-love or lack of self-love and self-respect. And, you know, from a very young age, not having had a father, he abandoned us, and then being rooted in an abusive relationship, I really saw myself when I looked in the mirror as something completely different to what was being reflected back at me. And if you look at things like anorexia or bulimia, all those, it's the same type of thing.
How can you identify it? How can you tell, like, kind of self-diagnose, I suppose, if you have it?
Well, you know, I think we as women know when we are being unkind to ourselves, right? I mean, you do know when you say, oh, you know, when it gets out of control and it's only dark and negative and horrible all the time, then you do know you've got a problem. Because, you know, everybody has a bad day where you look at yourself and you go, oh, don't. But it can't be like that all the time. And if you look at yourself and also people around you, you need to actually ask for help around you. Like, do I really look this way? I did not speak to anybody. I was completely, I wasn't able to express to anybody that I, you know,
that you felt
that way. So
why was it something that you felt that why did you cover it, I suppose, in some of the themes of in your show?
Well, for me, it's mostly because, you know, as women, there's so much expected of us, and there's so many images projected of what the perfect woman should be. Not just, you know, how you look, but how you should feel, how you should handle certain things. And so for me, I'm careful not to give people answers, but to just highlight that, you know what, this is not normal. We were never meant to doubt ourselves this much. We were never meant to think we're ugly, you know? Even if I'm not telling you, hey, this is the solution, I'm telling you, this life was never meant to be like this for you. Just remember that every single day.
Sometimes I think I have the opposite of body dysmorphia, because sometimes I'm too skinny, sometimes I'm too... But then often I look in the mirror and I go, yeah.
But how do you... That's healthy. Yes, Lynette, what kind of work does CHOC do to ensure that every child, doesn't matter what you're going through, has those moments to be like, look, I might be different, but I'm unique in my own skin, and
I'm still okay with that.
And I'm more than okay with that.
Yeah, I think we cannot achieve it without the help of our staff and our amazing volunteers. And they spend a lot of time with the kids to remind them that even if they lose their hair during the chemotherapy, that you are still loved, that you are still precious, and that you should still accept yourself as you are, and that how you look outwardly does not define you. That the thing that defines you is who you are on the inside. And it's very important, because specifically teenagers, it's easy to become depressed once they have lost their hair and they're not seen acceptable in society. And you are still precious, you are still beautiful, and that is important to remind them of that, yes.
Absolutely. Sam, you've decided to start an NGO. You're kind of running with this. Why was that important to you?
Well, that was many years ago, and the NGO was to help cancer patients access treatment. And in fact, I actually helped CHOC with a lot of their patients, you know, and that was a fight. That was, I want to go to war. And I was very angry back then. And I think I was also, you know, compensating for the fact that I wasn't very happy inside, so I needed to go out and fight. Now the message is one more of being feminine and embracing your femininity. I mean, I have one breast, I don't wear a prosthesis anymore. I realize, and I don't wear wigs, and speaking exactly what you're saying, like, the media pushes boobs and hair, you know, it's boobs and hair, and then all of a sudden I had one boob and no hair, and I was like, okay, well, you need to try and find femininity that comes from somewhere else.
Thank God you do this, because you know how beautiful you are, just like this.
But you say
It's
that,
so
but it was a
empowering to see
journey
that.
to get there, and I can promise you now, I feel 100% normal the way I am now. If I had to have hair and have a breast, it would be weird, because it's who I am. I've embraced the difference, and the one thing I want to say to the viewers is, don't look the same. Try and embrace what makes you different. Try and take something of yourself that people think is weird or wacky, and
what a
make
beautiful
that,
message. Shame,
make that your
unfortunately, we've
thing.
run out of time. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so
Wow,
much.
you're all so beautiful. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. We'll be back again tomorrow. Good night and God bless.
Afternoon Express. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.